beautiful people. Welcome to the Miss Best Reviews channel. I am Mrs. Best. I will be off camera today. I'm not feeling the hottest. I also just washed my hair, and I don't want to scare the good streets of YouTube. Let's welcome in James for the Watch About Reviews channel. The link is in the description of this video.
Hey.
Welcome. I'm happy to see you today. Y'all, in the description of this video, there's a link to James's channel. There's also a link to a couple other creators that me and James either have collaborated with or intend to collaborate with. So I just always encourage everybody to look at the links in the description. I actually put things there, and I hope someone's looking at it. All I can do is hope. But we are here to go over Love and Hip Hop Miami, the review. Again, reminder, because a lot of people don't know, this is airing on BET, Black Entertainment Television, beautiful people. It is no longer on BH1. And to further confuse you, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is on MTV, and it may or may not stay there. So just know that Miami Love and Hip Hop is aired on BET or the app, but the app is not the best with updating things with BET Plus, I've heard. So let's get into it, beautiful people. Hi, Shani. What's poppin'? Apologies. Y'all just don't know. I am not feeling well. It was like 40-something degrees this morning in the Bay Area. It's not usually that cold. Then it'd want to be 70 degrees by the afternoon. I'm going through it. But this episode was interesting, but also not interesting. I'm tired of the cliffhangers that give you like pretty much a boring episode through and through, and then this weird cliffhanger that we really don't care about. The only thing this season, James, that I care about is seeing Boots. Everybody else has gotten on my nerves. There's no wow. There's no wow. We start this episode seeing Miami Tip's son. I did not catch the young man's name, and I apologize to him. But regardless of what you want to say about Miami Tip, she is proof. You can climb the pole and do ungodly things, as she mentioned in her book. But if you're doing it for a purpose and you truly doing it to take care of your kids, that's going to reflect. And it definitely reflects in her son, because he speaks well. He handles himself well. He has a work ethic. He's driven. He's going to college. He's got a passion in photography. So we can feel how we feel about Tip. But she did a great job with her child. So I'm always uplift the Black man when I can. Now, unfortunately, Shani, what? I lost my whole thought reading the comments. She said, "What dirty bastard breathed on you and got you sick?" Y'all, I do clinical case management and social work in hospitals in the Bay Area. So I am always exposed to all sorts of crap. Also, for whatever reason, people from every other state say, "Let me go to California so I can have a drug problem and sleep on the streets." And then I got to go looking for them offering services. And then I get sick. I'm used to it. I just keep up with my vaccines and pray to Jesus every day. That's all you can really, that's all you can do. It's dirty as hell out here. But Miami Tip meets with her man after she meets with her son. And she's talking to her man about moving in and them wanting to have a baby and all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's good, Tip. You're moving in the right direction. But then she ruined it by bringing up Amara again. Now, what Tip is saying about Amara La Negra is true. However, this is past messy. I don't even know what this is. You got too much time on your head. This lady is living rent-free in your head. And I understand that Tip at first in her mind was trying to look out for Amara, but you could look out for your friends and keep it real with them without going to the internet. I would never come on this platform or go to another friend of mine talking about a friend's relationship to this extent. That's a little, to me, that's a boundary. Like, you don't even have to be someone's friend to know not to talk about somebody else's business like that on the internet. So I feel like Tip should know better, but I also feel like Tip is putting on because she knows the cameras are here. But when your man is telling you, when you're talking about having a baby and moving in, and you say, "Well, I don't want to end up and be on no Amara type shit," girl, to be like Amara, you would have to be dating a married man. Your man is not married. I don't get it. Like, like at some point, James, I feel like you just have to accept that Amara's a dingbat and move on.
It's more than just that. It's, why do you care this much? because it's not like y'all are best friends. It's not like y'all knew each other for that long. So I feel like she really is investing way too much, and it's giving you don't want to talk about your relationship with what you got on with this man. And then also, I'm not trying to age shame her, but when you have grown, y'all, let me explain something. Y'all have grown ass kids. Y'all don't need to be starting over with a whole set of new kids.
I feel
Enjoy.
like she wants to just do it right. Because based on her book and some of the things she talked about with her career and with stripping and the things that she's seen and gone through in Miami and with how long she did it, I feel like she wants to do the mom thing again, but without. It seems like she appreciates stripping, but then it also seems like she kind of views it as a dark cloud in some ways over her life. I'm not one that judges people for stripping. I have friends who strip. They make very good money. I don't know why the hell I went to college, but I don't know. It just seems like Tip may want to do that, and I get that, but I don't like how you're tying in your new relationship in this thing that you could talk about with your own storyline and your own growth with
Right.
Tara and her whole
Like
nanigans.
we could be seeing you going through that process. We could be seeing y'all moving it together. We could be seeing, what makes you two a great couple. We could be seeing so much more from you other than this bullshit with Amara and Gina and Alan and all this you're trying to involve yourself in. We don't really need to see you be this invested in some shit that you shouldn't even be invested in, because once again, you and Amara have not known each other that long. Y'all are friends because of this show. Y'all don't hang out outside of this.
Right.
So it's odd.
That's the part for me that I'm like, Amara and Tip ain't never been that close. And I've been watching this show since season one. They ain't never been that close. So I don't understand why Tip is doing all of this. But at this point, Tip, listen to your man. Listen to your man. Like, men will listen to our gossip a little bit with the pillow talk, but he pretty much told her it's me or these other people in your drama. And I'm like, girl, your man should not have to tell you that. What's poppin', Kiwan? I hope everybody subscribes. I encourage you to look at the links in the description. Kiwan is one of the creators we heavily support on this channel. She has great content. She's also funny as hell. James is correct in that. Turn her on, let the TV play. Give her some watch time hours. Be nice. Y'all know you want to. May as well. She also covers Love and Hip Hop Miami, I believe. I believe Kiwan covers it because I feel like I watched one of her reviews.
I believe she does too. Kevon, do you? Yes, she does. Yeah.
She covers a lot. She covers more than me. So I do encourage people to check out her. There's also a link to Shayna_MCD as well as Also Best in the description right along James. So check it out. Y'all, Trick Daddy has written a song for Pinky Doll. And he is connecting her with Big D, who gave Zoe Brinks a hard time and all this crazy stuff. He's a producer. I don't like this. So for the day ones, they know that this Best Reviews started with music reactions and reviews. I'm very big on music, write music, make music, love music, can play some instruments. I enjoy music. I don't enjoy the new trend where AI are becoming artists. I do not enjoy Pinky Doll. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's gonna be hard as fuck for me to say something positive about this heifer. Between the dryness and the questionable colors and sideburns that come with her wig, to the issues with her sister, her lack of talent, and her stuffing hundreds of hot dogs into her mouth on the TikTok. I don't get it. Maybe I'm old. I'm 33. I don't get that. I understand TikTok and stuff is supposed to be fun, but it's not fun for me to watch somebody say yes, 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 no, 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 and to stuff hella glizzies in their mouth. It's not my forte. This bitch is taking all sorts of shortcuts. She told Trick Daddy her story, which is the same story as a lot of us. She came from the hood and had to work hard and hustle. And she thinks that makes her a rapper. It does not. She cannot write. She has no cadence. She doesn't know how to deliver. She doesn't do anything musical. It doesn't look like, but she's going to make a song. And Trick Daddy and Big D, they played a song for her and she gets in the studio. I'm thinking she's just saying the lyrics to herself, trying to get a feel of how she's going to say it when she records it. But she was actually like, y'all like that? Y'all like that? Why is she still here? Couldn't y'all end her contract when the show came to this network?
Not only that, like, why are y'all giving her so much camera time when she's not a main character?
I need Jocelyn. Ho, why is you here?
Right. Like, y'all giving her way too much. I'm sorry. Like, Loving Hip Hop, Mona, whoever is in charge, y'all are giving this lady way too much. Way too
like
much.
Fetch. The shit's never gonna happen unless we talking about some shit that's not gonna happen.
Like, I almost
happen.
I almost want to see Flo more than I want to see her, and that says a lot. that says a lot.
Because Flo actually has something,
right?
Some type of talent.
And she usually got some better bullshit that we can decipher through and get on our nerves, not completely just aggravate the fuck out of us, and we wondering why we can't change the channel. Because we committed to, being content creators. Because definitely I wanted to turn her off at a couple points in this episode.
This shit make me say, let me just keep my day job. Honestly, Pinky Doll, if you're gonna get into music and you have no talent, because there's a lot of artists that come into it with no talent, they have someone to write songs for them, but practice, try. I just don't take her seriously. Pinky Doll is who we talking about, Kiwan, and I hope your phone is okay.
Yeah, I just saw that. We hope your phone's okay. Let us know.
You know who has bad luck with phones, y'all? James.
Yes.
James has really bad luck with phones, and it's crazy because he takes care of his stuff. He's not a person that's destroying them. His shit, he'd just be like, sorry, what was that? When you were in Florida, I didn't hear from you for a few days, and you hit me up. Did you get this text? I had to get a new fucking phone.
Right. I don't remember what happened to that phone. I just remember it just stopped working. Like, it wouldn't turn on. And then when I got it to turn on, then nothing was getting sent through. Like, my mom tried to call me. It was just so crazy.
I asked him what happened, and James said to me, it just fucking died. And he does not curse like that.
Yes, I don't. I was so frustrated. And mind y'all, I was in a relationship with a man who always liked to prove himself right all the time.
With a headache, pretty much.
Yes. So it was like I had to deal with him telling, I told you so, James. I told you that phone's gonna do that.
While
I told you.
All of us is calling him from California and Arizona.
Right.
That's the one time I said, oh, let me leave him alone right now. So oh, Lord, she said it's 4 years old. It's time I purchase a new one next month. I have a new phone only because my husband, Mr. Oso Best, is consistently, he is the graveyard for phones. I call him that every fucking year. It seemed like we got to get a new phone. And I don't understand it. My phones are in top pristine condition, but you know how phone plans be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you trade in your phone, he can get a discount. And I'm like, oh, hey. So now I'm stuck with this iPhone 16, and I don't like it because it just be tripping sometimes. I don't know why.
And see, I was about to get that one next week. See, now I'm not going to get it now.
Every time they make a new iPhone, because now that the 17 is out, the 16 is a mess. But the 16 just came out. So I said, look, Apple, I'm at the age now where I'm going to have this fucking phone until it goes black. I'm cool. I'm not going to keep buying iPhones. I can't do it.
Well, if you like me, depending on how you sweat, that's what happened to my last phone. So, yeah.
Lord. Your daughter just purchased the 17. Does she like it? You know, when I was in Mexico, everybody had the 17. I was like, what is this? It looks funny, too. It's so slender. It looks like the Galaxy or the Pixel a couple years ago. I don't know what Apple's doing, but they better figure it out. And it's
funny is that the Pixel is my favorite phone. Out of all the phones I've had, the Pixel is definitely my favorite.
My work phone is a Pixel, and it's the best thing ever.
I love it. I miss it. I miss having my Pixel. Like, oh my God. Yeah, just don't sweat all over your body. That's what I'm saying, because they're not that water resistant, apparently.
Kiwa said her phone was $120 at the time. I miss back in the day when you could go to Metro with $150 and come out of there with a new phone.
Yep.
Some ringtones, all fun for mobile. I miss those days. Now the phone costs just as much as rent, and that worries me. But apologies for getting sidetracked, y'all. For those just joining, I am off camera because I just washed my hair and I'm not feeling well. I ain't trying to scare y'all with my stuffed up nose and this fro. But yeah, I think we all agree Pinky Doll doesn't have talent. She tries to perform, and Trick Daddy and Big D literally had to laugh. They had to laugh because the bitch had no cadence. She just anyway, Joy and Trina talk, and James's face.
Because I can't stand them two. Oh my god!
I actually respect and love their bond as cousins. I miss now that all my cousins starting to have babies and stuff, it's harder to get together. I love the bond that you can have with cousins and siblings, and I like that Trina and Joy stick beside each other. I don't blame Trina for sticking on Joy's side, especially because Joy's sister ain't no kin to her. But Joy, you and Trick ain't been together. You done dated other men, took Trick's girlfriend, told us you didn't care, had a whole season where your storyline was trying to get a divorce.
That you still ain't got.
Right, and you still ain't divorced. And I just don't understand why you're mad at your sister for going on social media and commenting negatively about reality TV. If you're going to be mad at Samantha, be mad at Samantha for telling the world about this weird throuple situation that y'all got going on. But Joy, you don't have a right to be mad at Trick because you're the one that left the house. You don't get to be really mad at anybody.
I was just finna say that. I was like, she ain't had a right to be mad at nobody. The fuck?
If you don't want him no more, like I'm not about to go scream at nobody that slept with my spouse if I'm not with the spouse and don't intend to be with the spouse. So I don't understand what the fuck Joy wants us to do and say.
I guess right. I guess for me, I guess it's so she could be like building up a case to where she was innocent the entire time and it was Trick that was fooling around and stuff like that. But it's like you about to be in the same position you was in season 1 because you said you just completely depleted your bank account because you in hotels because you can't, fathom being at Trick's house. And it's like, Joy, I want to like Joy. I really do.
You need to be at Trick's house. You guys have been separated for years. When you separate and leave a marriage, the audacity of her to be like, this is my house, when you ain't contributing shit to it. I don't know what's going on with Joy, but I feel like, Joy, you're not sharing the whole story of your storyline, because what happened to the season 1 and 2 Joy when we used to see Trina at Joy's little wig shop doing hair? What happened to that? There's a lot, but we're going to come back to Joy and Trina. Hot Mess Express. Keywan said them hoes in Metro are high. I haven't used Metro I haven't had Metro PCS since 2011, but I heard that T-Mobile owns them and they're better. I didn't know they were expensive. I have AT&T, so I'm always unhappy, but
I went back to Metro last year because I had Mint Mobile, which I love. I actually might go back to them. I don't have no problem with Metro. I don't have no problem
out here. I didn't know they were expensive though, child.
Yeah.
She said, I didn't watch this episode, but is there a pimp? No, it's actually Kent Jones. We're gonna get into him shortly, but I know a couple songs from him that were popular in I'd say 2015.
I don't remember him at all. Yeah,
everyone kept saying a lot of him. He was a big thing in the club. I was in the club a lot during that time, but I don't know what's going on. We're gonna talk about that. He was dressed just like a pimp. She says she need to let Nasty Sam have Trick.
He don't want her. That's the problem. He don't want her. This is what I believe. Trick wants Joy, but Trick wants the joy he had when he first married her, not to whatever this joy is today.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what honestly,
it is. That's the best way to sum it up. when you separated for too long, you start to change. You start to learn how to be alone.
Yep.
I think too much separation is never good for a marriage. Honestly, the state needs to put a cap on how long you could be fucking separated and just
I agree.
shit or get off the pot, because people like Trick and Joy will abuse it. Tap in with Q1 JTB, you guys. She says she will be watching this episode and reviewing it after our lives. I am going to be in James's live after this for Salt Lake City, but please share the live to me, Q1, so that I can watch it and document at work, because I am on the clock. But you know. Anywho, y'all, Bobby Lights and Amara La Negra, they meet up and discuss Miami Tip. Bobby doesn't like how Tip's been moving, and Amara, of course, is mad at Tip for exposing the truth about it. Here's my thing. At the end of the day, as I said, Tip is messy, but Amara is also a home wrecking dingbat. Now, Amara made a comment, and it's like, everyone's trying to make me the enemy when explaining stuff to Bobby. She's like, the wife's mad at me. Alan's making me the enemy, his family, Tip. And I'm like, baby girl, when you are not the wife, even if the wife don't want the nigga, you are the enemy. Because why are you dating? I just don't understand why anyone would do that. And I've had friends who have dated married men. It never ends well for them. They be knocking at my door, husband talking about so-and-so's at the door in tears. Because it always ends in some drama, some craziness. It doesn't work. So I don't want to keep talking about Amara and them, but how'd you feel about her and Bobby scene?
It was okay. You know, I'm not really that fond of Bobby Lights. I have been at several clubs when I used to live in Miami. I was at several clubs he was at. He used to be toe up. So seeing him wanting to do this was definitely something new for me, because I was like, he didn't never used to do this. So okay. I mean, if it works, it works. You know, you got to keep your name relevant, and you got to definitely keep the momentum going, especially in that kind of business.
I'm surprised that Bobby is even back in the show, because Bobby had success with other networks. He did House of Villains and did well. He's done. I've seen him in a couple of things, even outside of Zeus and outside of Love and Hip Hop. So I'm surprised that Bobby Lights is still doing this. But as James says, a check is a check, and a steady one is the best one. So
you got to have multiple. Let me tell y'all, living in Miami, you got to have multiple streams of income. Your side hustle has to have a side hustle. So I'm not even surprised that he's back, because it's hard in Miami. It just is. Like, even for the rich, it's hard.
Mm-hmm. It's hard for everybody. Everything's so damn expensive. And half of these reality stars, they make good money, but they be trying to live and buy stuff as if they make 2 times their actual income. And that's what they need to stop. But now we get back to Mr. Kent Jones, who Kiwan asked, was there a pimp in the episode? Now, I'm glad my good sister said this, because why did he do this? So all I remember for Kid Jones is that one song. She said, "Oh, look, come on, star." She said, "Konnichiwa." She said, "Pardon my friend." That little song. I can't remember what the hell it's called.
I remember that song now. Okay, I remember that one. Yeah.
He had that song, and then he had a couple other like little features and stuff, and some big hits as well. But that's the one that like comes to my head a lot. I don't know why. But Ken Jones is talented. He had #1 singles, things like that. It looks like since we last saw him, which was about 8-9 years ago, he was diagnosed with Bell's palsy. So he has some issues with his sight in one of his eyes. I was happy that he immediately explained that, and that the editors just immediately explained it, because I feel like he did look crazy in his outfit, and then the eye didn't help. So I was happy he explained it. But he is now transitioning from like the islandy hip hop Afrobeat vibe into what he is saying, a new sound and a funk ego. I don't know what funk he listened to growing up. I don't know what old school he listened to, but this is not it, Ken. This is not it. Now, He's performing at Big D's birthday party as the guest of honor, and everyone's expecting to get a certain Kid Jones. If you see, he got a little girlfriend sitting there on the side. The performance was horrible. I'm just gonna give y'all my honest opinion. I didn't feel like it was a good performance. He can sing, but he was pitchy. If you're gonna do soul and funk, Negro, be on key. The candle with the grandmother, you could have just put a candle, that single candle, on the stage with you without the introduction, and that could have been something. And eventually, your true fans who would have got to know your new sound could have appreciated that. But to hold a burning candle
The entire
next to
time.
grandma while she sit on the chair like she did when
Okay.
she was here,
I was just about to say that. I was just going to say, Granny could have sat on the stool and waited for you to finish and then you explain or
right?
introduce her to us. Like, you had to.
I got what he was trying to do, but I think the issue with Kent is he was trying too damn hard. Now, Trick Daddy was like, "What the hell is this?" But I'm gonna
No, it was funny
actually
watching
take.
Trick Daddy try not to laugh.
Normally, I don't agree with Trick Daddy's opinions because this is also the guy who doesn't think Beyonce has vocal abilities. However, that shit was funny. I don't know what he was wearing. I don't know what he was doing. He needs a stylist. He needs some therapy. He needs some grief counseling, and he needs A&R. He needs artist development. He needs help. He needs help. So that's our little introduction. We gonna come back to Kent James. I
Okay.
don't know why they gave that to us.
I be
Joy pulls Trick aside after the performance at the party, and she tells him they need to go outside. And Trina was like, "Yeah, because you need to check him." Because I feel like in Trina's mind, she's like, "That's your husband. Get him in order." So they go outside, and Joy is upset with Trick. She's going off. She said, "How come you never told me that you and Samantha was having sex the whole time we was married?" I said, "Now, Joy, Samantha did not say they were having sex the whole time that you were married. Samantha said that she had him first. You told her not to date him. You was falling in love. Then your sister got with him. She says she was in your wedding, but she was mad and got her revenge back by sleeping with him a few times at the beginning of the marriage. But apparently, according to her and Trick, they ain't slept together in years. So if she was sleeping with him throughout your whole marriage, Joy, one, they would still be sleeping together because you're still married. And two, why did you change the story? And who cares? He got different bitches. You just stole Trick's girlfriend last season. Call it even and move on or get a divorce. So Joy threatens with Trick to come at him by taking over Sunday's eatery. But it was her wordplay that let me know that she's some type of a bummy bird, because she said to Trick, "I'll come after Sundays," which was dumb because Trick can just change the name, take his recipes and his staff, and leave Joy with Sundays to figure it out. Because I got a feeling she can't cook. I feel like her food is as bland as her wigs. I just do. It's how I feel. She threatens to take his eatery, and she say, "Because I'm going to go to court. I'm going to take your ass to court." She said, "You better put me on the Sundays payroll." Joy, do you want to own it in the divorce?
I'm
Or
confused.
do you need a job, Joy?
I'm so confused.
I thought you would have insight, James.
No, I'm confused because it's like, what the fuck are you even mad at? Like, what the fuck is your problem, Joy? And then why does he need to do all of this? For you to, why not say, okay, make sure your ass show up to court so we can finalize this divorce. That way you can go be with the broad if you want to go be with her.
He really
Like,
don't even have to show up for the divorce to be finalized.
he
If
don't.
she was actually actively in court, if she actually had an attorney.
But they ignorant, so they don't have no attorney. They ain't got shit.
I don't think
They
they're
just
ignorant. I think this is bullshit. I think that Joy is doing this for a storyline. I think that Trick was in on it. I think that Samantha was in on it. I think that Trina was in on it. I don't buy anything that comes from Trina's storyline. Not after she married that man. None of these people have decision making or critical thinking skills. They just don't.
Which further proved my point of my comment, but that's okay.
No, I'm agreeing with you, but I'm just like,
the other day, because it's very much ignorance at this point. Because at the end of the day, that doesn't even make sense when that shit was years and years ago. A whole bunch of new shit has happened, as you just explained, and we want to get mad about the shit because your sister came out of nowhere, where she could have came season 1 and exposed your ass. She gonna wait to the very last season of this damn show to expose you? Get out of here. That's why I said what I said, and I agree with you. It's stupid.
Crazy. It's insanity. Half of this episode was bullshit, y'all. I'm trying to be cool and just like go over what they showed, but half of it was not believable or a fucking joke. Which brings us back to talentless Pinky Doll, the hot dog eating NPC. She's doing another strange challenge with whipped cream and Jacquay. Jacquay was on Love and Hip Hop New York. For those who do not remember or know him, I'm starting to think he's the reason that Pinky Doll is on Love and Hip Hop in general. Because I was like, how does she connect with Love and Hip Hop? She doesn't represent hip hop and no one cares about who she's dating. I think he may have been part of the reason because Hollywood as well as New York ended abruptly and they seemed to not know what to do with everybody whose contracts was there. And we've seen them shuffled around and spread out between Atlanta and Miami.
Yep.
Since then. So I feel like maybe they just didn't know what to do with him till this happened. But Jacquay is... I didn't quite understand the content that they were doing, per usual, but Pinky decides that she wants to inform Jacquay, who is her official manager, that she snuck away from him and met with Trick Daddy without telling him behind his back. And she said that the reason she did it is because he don't believe in her. Pinky Doll, no one believes in you. You don't even believe in you. If you believed in you, you'd shut the fuck up and get to writing a song. Nobody believed in Cardi B when she was on Love and Hip Hop because she was so damn goofy or always fighting over a man that she didn't even really tell us that she could rap like that. But when it came time to get into her music, she proved everybody wrong, especially that DJ Self. That's what you do to get people to take you seriously. Pinky Doll's not doing any type of work. So, and people are just looking at her as a check. So her and Jacquay end up getting into it because she says she's getting mad and she was talking to Jacquay crazy, which she didn't need to do. She doesn't know how to talk to anyone and she doesn't realize the show's ruining her image. But she's talking to Jacquay crazy and she says to the camera, she's like, I've had to talk to him that way because I don't like people who don't take me serious. And I need especially Black women to understand this. If you feel like people don't take you serious and you're mad about that, that's okay. But if you get mad and go off like this, you're not helping people to take you serious. You're actually going to upset yourself more because no one's going to take you serious the more you act a fool. Now, if you're acting a fool for good cause, that's different. Pinky Doll has no good cause. She just wants people to respect her as a rapper, even though she has no talent. She can't write. She can't sing. She can't spit a bar. She has no cadence. She can't deliver. She knows nothing about mixing, engineering. She doesn't understand anything. Her sister does, but she don't want her sister to have a platform. So she's talking to Jacquay crazy and things get heightened. Then suddenly she exposes him for cheating and says that her and Jacquay have been in a relationship. And I guess there was a live, something happened with his birthday or something. She went on social media, found out he was talking to other bitches. No shade, Pinky Doll. I don't know if you know, but you the type of bitch that will get cheated on quickly until you get your behavior under control and learn how to conduct yourself in public. And that goes for men too. Like, I truly believe we are the company we keep, and what we put out is what we get back. If you put out the energy of a pass around or somebody that doesn't care and is not to be taken seriously, then that will reflect in your abilities as business, with music, and with your relationship. She's not going to get it, but her and Jacquay going off, and I don't know. She made a comment that irritated me, Jace, because she was like, I thought I was in a healthy relationship and I had a man that was going to take control and help my career. If you're single, the man you're dating doesn't owe your career anything. Even if you're married, he doesn't. That's just something you do
On
Usually
your
you're
own.
with somebody on your
Yeah.
own because you care about them, but that's not something
Hmm.
that is owed to you at all in a relationship. So it's very strange that she had that thought. Also, you're not in a healthy relationship if you're keeping it on the low and nobody knows about it.
Exactly.
But I'm not saying you got to be posting constantly and just screaming your love out loud, but we would have known you were in a
We would have
relationship.
known. Yeah. All you have to do is mention it one time. And it's like everything she was saying, it contradicts what we're actually seeing because we
Mhm.
couldn't look at y'all and tell y'all were in a relationship. We just looking at the fact that he's organizing your TikToks and everything like a manager would do under regular circumstances if they have no assistants to do it for them. So I what I don't like about her is that she's taking this. I need to act like Cardi because it's funny you bring that up because I in my notes I saying she's taking that same route where she needs to be aggravated and yelling, doing the most, just like Cardi B did when she was on this show,
Mhm.
and trying to make a name for yourself and thinking that that same method is going to work. Sometimes what worked once won't work again, and I think that people need to really understand that.
That's true. That is
Yeah.
true. I feel like a lot of that's a problem in the industry in general right now, the entertainment industry, from
Yep.
film to books to fucking music. Everybody wants to do, if it's music, a sample or remake the same stuff. We keep seeing movies like I Know What You Did Last Summer or Final Destination making a comeback instead of people coming up with new
New
ideas.
ideas. Yep.
It's one of those things. Pinky Doll is the example of that. The difference is Pinky Doll does not have any talent. And if she wants to continue to be marketable, she needs to find a product she can develop. Like if you're wearing these crazy colorful ass wigs, maybe there's someone else out there that likes wearing these crazy colorful ass wigs. Her and her sister have their own like unique look as it relates to swag and
Hmm.
makeup and hair. Like get into hair. See who'll partner with you. But I have a feeling no one's knocking down her doors as much for partnerships, especially with the mess that
Well,
is this show.
no, I know they're not knocking on doors. See, if she would understand, if she learned how to shut her fucking mouth, she probably would have something. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying, like, every
That's the truth.
time someone gives her an opportunity, she tries to argue because she may have saw or heard something that they did that she didn't like. It's like, girl,
She's doing what a lot of adults do that they don't like to admit. When somebody has an opinion different from theirs, and this is a serious problem in the United States of America,
right?
somebody has a different opinion from theirs, or somebody don't like something you feel like they should like, she throws a whole fucking tantrum.
Exactly.
And I'm sick of it. We need to start putting praise music over Pinky Doll's tantrums like they do in the little 2-year-olds on the
Mm-hmm.
internet, because
Yep.
that's what it views. But I don't know what the fuck you expect, y'all. If a man want to be with you, he gonna make sure people know that he's with you. And he did not do that. I don't care that Jacqueline cheated on her. This is all very random. I'm still processing the fact that Jacqueline found his way from New York to Miami.
I'm still processing of what he saw in her, other than was between her legs, the fact that she was relationship material.
He didn't see nothing in her. He what the, the way niggas are, if you throw the coochie at them, they gonna catch it. And that's just what
That's
he did. That's
mhm.
just what he did.
Ladies, value yourself more
And be professional. Stop
and be
sleeping with
professional.
fucking
Yeah,
managers and executives and CEOs and
because
shit.
they still gonna take their 10% regardless. So
Right.
just be separate and learn how to be Samaya Reese. She wasn't sleeping with the little tiny dude, so y'all don't need to sleep with them.
Oh Lord, she changed her image too. Think you need to learn.
Yeah,
Uh, and that's what all these people who into them baddie shows and all these crazy stuff. Certain things you do don't age well, and you have to find a way to reinvent yourself if you're gonna stay in the public. We'll see,
agree.
Pinky. But Big D goes by the studio to talk to Kent Jones, aka our local pimping green, according to Kiwan. And it was just interesting. Big D is a big bitch. The way that he talked to Zoe Brinks with feedback compared to how he talked to Clint Jones and men is way different. It's given he's more respectful when it comes to men, but not so respectful when it comes to women, but he liked to profit off of the women.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed that, Big D. I see you. However, he did come at Kent Jones respectfully, as I stated. He explained to him, like, the young people, the younger crowd, where your money's at essentially in the industry, they're not going to go with this, which is not true. there's a lot of, there's a guy who looked like he could be in the EBK rap world.
I
He
know who you're talking
sings
about.
country
Yeah.
music, yes, and he's very young. I believe the man is only like 20, 21. He's very young,
Mm-hmm.
and he's thriving and taking off. There's a lot of younger people that do appreciate R&B soul, that do appreciate funk, that do appreciate the old school sound. There's a lot of
And they even
people.
appreciate them even being weird to some extent.
They
I
love
think
that.
that,
Those are the
yeah, I
people
think
that
that,
get
yeah,
noticed.
exactly. And I think that we need to kind of shy away from it being a problem just because you don't understand it. I think that maybe telling him placement with it, like make sure like people understand that this is business first before it's your personal emotion second. Like maybe explain it to him in that way to make him understand because he's been in this business before and
I
he
think
knows
that
what it
was
takes.
Big D trying to explain it, but I also don't think that Big D understands. You've been in this business before, but the last successful person you worked with was the City Girls, and they can't rap.
And
So
then
that's
also
not
they
the
don't know
best.
decorum either.
And that's why they didn't last. They no
Yep.
longer a group. One of them's wrapped up in the diddler mess and trauma, and the other one is dating a man that wears a skirt and nail polish. So there is a lot that Big D doesn't understand about
Right.
the younger demographic. And I think that everyone who's older than Gen Z could understand that. There's a lot that we're not going to understand, and I'm not going to understand about the younger generation because I'm not part of it. And it's the same way that as millennials, we felt about boomers who didn't get the shit that we were trying to explain. And it's the same
Right.
way the boomers felt about the generation before them. So while Big D was trying to help, I believe if you're going to give someone feedback and critique them, then also make sure in that feedback you're giving them some steps to know what they need to change. Or, hey, man, I could put you in contact with the stylist. But Ken Jones, you could tell, was trying to hear him. And he explained that when he was on the labels and when he was his biggest in his career was because he was doing what the label said. So it sounds like he probably felt like he didn't have full creative control, which is common. Big D and Kent both have points because I felt Kent. I'm like, be who you are. Don't change who you are for other people because most of the world, as quiet as it's kept for followers, and people don't want to admit that. But stay true to who you are. However, when you are in the industry of pleasing other people, you sometimes have to acknowledge what the world wants, and there could be a compromise somewhere. But, also, if Kent Jones is not interested in labels, then everything that Big D is saying doesn't matter. A lot of artists are going
Right.
independent so they can do what the fuck they want when they want. If this is what he wants to do and he's not signed to anybody and he had his success, then this is what he wants to do.
Yeah, and as I said, I understood both sides well. There needs to be a level of professionalism that does join your persona, and I think that that's pretty much the best way to put it. I get a lot of artists that are going independent because it's a way for them to have creative control, but at the same time, there's a reason why labels exist today because there's certain elements that you have to appease to when it comes to your audience, and sometimes your audience are not going to get you holding granny on a candle while you singing. Sometimes your audience is not going to understand, your ability to go off key in your song and understand. Like, there's a reason why there is a training camp for it. Is it the most creative and directive? No, but at the same time, you have to kind of create a balance for yourself. And I think that one, you have to understand a lot of these record executives and a lot of them are not professional people. They really is your hood booger that came up into some money and just happened to parlay into this and then became successful off of one or two or three groups or a hit. So, it's not like it used to be. And I think that that's why things just look so crazy now versus back then it was a little bit more of an ordinance.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree with that fully. But these grown men mad at each other. Big D stormed out the studio like a big baby. That's what he does. He did it with Zoe. He's doing it now. Big D, I want him to like do something else or pick an artist and try and develop them and leave it there. Bobby has an event for his alter ego. I believe Vanity is the name he goes by. I've seen Vanity online before. Do what you do, Bobby Lights. Now the BBL makes sense. Shay I want you to fire your makeup artist. And if it was you, I know that you make your money last, and I feel like it's because you probably don't use a makeup artist. But Shay's had drag eyebrows, which I did not understand. Her makeup was tore up, and Shay usually doesn't have tore up makeup.
It's
And her
usually the
wig
hair.
bothered me. Yeah, her hair be tore up. But I don't know what Shay was doing. But Hot Topic and Miami Tip come in, and Bobby had put all of these no trespassing signs around for those two because he was upset that Hot Topic and Tip have been messy. So Bobby decided to fix that with messiness. What was going on with everybody's fashions? Now, I understand the theme was like some people look sexy, some people look decent, fine. But Miami Tip walked in looking like Intergalactic Marie Part 2 Redbone version. For those who do not know what I'm talking about, there's a show on OWN called Bell Collective that we cover on James's channel. There is a woman there, Dr. Marie, and she wore a jumpsuit and had a BBL that was shaped like an upside down traffic cone like Tip as well. And they both like these terrible blonde wigs. And I didn't understand what the hell Tip was wearing. It stressed me out. But I'm going to behave before James yells at me. As soon as Hot Topic and Tip come in, Bobby is on the microphone and talking to his people about his event. And Tip said, yo, Bobby, why you got signs outside saying I can't come in? I said, Tip, you kind of funny for that because you walked in like, hey, yo, nigga, what's this about? We supposed
came through the back from the kitchen. I said, well, goddamn.
I said, that ain't the blackest thing I've seen in TV.
Right. Went down the alleyway and she said, oh, I'm getting up in here. Went down the alleyway, came through the back, went through the back through the kitchen and said, Bobby, as loud as she could.
Right. And yo, I love Tip for this. You don't got to do all the stuff on the internet, Tip. If you keep behaving like this on the camera, I'm okay with it because that shit was funny as hell. And Bobby actually stopped and talked to her, which made it that much better.
Versus ignoring her, yep.
They're basically Tip and Hot Topic are confronted about them having so much to do and so much to say about shit that has nothing to do with them. Honestly, Hot Topic's more guilty than Tip because I think Tip was coming from a good place at first. She just too black and don't know how to shut the hell up. Hot Topic is the one who has nothing but time and has been messy. But they end up getting kicked out. Amara, for the girl who was so insecure about your body and stuff, you sure do like to reference that as an insult to any woman on the show. I'm glad you're confident, but you still a home-wrecking dingbat. And your babies, you're going to have to explain to them why they daddy was married when you got with them. And then they may watch this because they're growing up in the time of digital.
Which we hope they don't. We hope that they don't find this.
They will. They put them kids on BET. They'll find it.
Damn. I was trying to hold out hope. I was like, they ain't gonna find this. It's gonna be all right. In
the world of streaming, they'll find it. They'll find it. But Joy follows Tip and Hot Topic outside. And Joy decides, I guess Joy's on a rampage right now. She's trying to keep her check. And Joy says that one thing she can say is that she knows that Tip and Hot Topic do not lie, which is true. The stuff that Tip and Hot Topic say, they don't be saying lies. They just be saying shit that don't concern them that they really shouldn't mention. But they don't be telling lies is the thing. Especially Tip. She been here since season 1, ain't told a lie. So I'll give her that. But Joy tells us, and this is how Boots is going to be introduced, that she has maintained a close little friendship with Boots from Flavor of Love, aka Larissa. I don't know what she will be going by when she comes on the show. But for those who are of a different generation, Flavor of Love was everything.
Yep.
Everything at that time. And it turned into so many of loves. We have Flavor of Love, Rock of Love, the Tila to Shot at Love with Tila Tequila. What else was there? There was all sorts of spinoffs.
And then Charm School was my favorite.
Right.
That was my favorite. But I tell you, that first season of Charm School was so fucking funny. Oh my God.
It was hilarious. Flavor of Love was hilarious. But Boots was somebody on Flavor of Love I think a lot of people liked because she did keep it real. and she went away from the limelight to have babies and live her life. She was doing well. So I'm surprised to see that she's making a return to reality television, but it looks like she's going to be coming back as Joy's friend to get Shay in line. Because I forgot that Shay and Joy had a little altercation. I forgot all about that.
I did too. When I saw Shay jump on that table and grab that lady wig, I said, "Oh, wait a minute. When did this happen? And where the fuck was I?"
We just
And
forgot it
someone's
was so long ago.
yeah, it was season 1. I said, "Oh, that's why I don't remember that shit." I was like, "When did they?" I was like, "When did this happen?"
Season 1, that's when Shay was fighting everybody. Season 1, she was throwing ice cream cones, fighting girlfriends, was a side chick, was dating a man that looked fuller than a pregnant tick. Shay had a lot that she was going through in the earlier seasons. She's just always looked bad with men, but apparently Boots will check Shay. For those who don't know, they actually fell out on Charm School, and it turned into so much more. Shay ain't mentioned her. I think Shay's trying to forget Flavor of Love because we know from Iyanla her family was so embarrassed by it. But
I mean, I know the reason why they fell out, but I'm gonna wait and see if Boots talks about it on next episode.
we will see. We will see.
Yeah, I hope she does because it was fucked up. Like I would stop talking to her because of this.
The thing is, Shay has a history of doing fucked up stuff. A lot of the girls from Flavor of Love have spoken out and not said good things about Shay. Not many people have very good things to say about Shay, unfortunately. And the people who do are other people who we don't have good things to say. So I'm curious to see how it'll go. Very, very curious. But that was all that happened for this episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. We will be back to go over this show again next week. And then I don't know what they're going to do for Christmas. I likely will not be live on Christmas.
I won't either. I have too much family coming into town, and since I will be off work that week, of course, my phone's gonna be ringing off the hook.
Yeah, I'm not. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, I will not be live. Other days of the week, I may be able to if anything airs. My dad has this huge Christmas happening this year. We have a lot of family coming in from New Orleans, so I'm actually excited about that. So I said I'll go away from you.
Tell them to prep and get my gumbo ready for May. Because I'm ready for my bowl. I might go and buy me a big old bowl, but like, here it is.
Oh Lord, we love cooking. That is just an expression. We just love it. But I'm excited about the holidays. I hope all of you are excited. We're going to head over to James's channel now for the Salt Lake City review. Love and light to everybody. Hope that you like and subscribe, and we will see you on James's channel. Adios.
Adios.